Sustainable Development and Adaptive Resource Management in the Field, the Costa Rican Experience. Hi, my name is Adriana. I am a student of the Environmental Science Master Program in the University of Colorado, Denver. This video is about the reflection of the Costa Rican experience for the May semester 2013. The Costa Rican Experience is a course that offers the opportunity to interact with the environment as well as analyze and criticize natural resource management in a different country. This is the reason that encouraged me to take the course. The Costa Rican Experience is a class that cannot be missed by any environmental science or geography student. The Costa Rican system used to manage natural resources and satisfy human necessities has its fundaments since the colonization time. Unlike Mexico and some other Latin American countries that were colonized by civilized European countries, Costa Rica was colonized by farmers in which their principal objective was to take care of their plantation, along with the successful management of the resources that they found in this land. The colonizers of Costa Rica were people who were not intentioned to change the structure of the land completely. The lack of ambition of the colonizers allows the conservation of the natural resource of Costa Rica. The environmental education of the native people of Costa Rica needs its strategies to improve. The population needs to completely understand the link of their activities to the damage of the environment. Bananas and coffee plantations are essential activities of the population to ensure their income, but this practice is causing the loss of the forest and the emergence of invasive species that can affect the biodiversity, like the case of the red banana. As Carlos de la Rosa, director of La Selva Biological Station, explains, rain patterns have also been changing through the time. Rain during previous seasons was performed in long periods with small amounts of water. Nowadays, rain is developed in short periods with large amounts of water, which is causing destruction and change of the process of photosynthesis. Although urban development is not present in Costa Rica in a high level, it is still there. Urban development has caused land fragmentation followed by deforestation and destruction of the forest. During the period of 1986 to 2005, fragmentation levels are more severe to the country. Although logging and hunting is prohibited, the lack of understanding and necessity of the income causes these practices to be performed. On the other hand, Costa Rica is developing important activities for the preservation of the tropical forest and its diversity, as well as the protection of the environment. The payment for environmental services, ecotourism, and the construction of biological reserves are elements that improve the natural resources and provide the income for the country. Costa Rica has a high number of foreign visitants that enhance the conservation efforts of the country because they provide new knowledge about the preservation of the environment, especially when there is scientific researches that know about sustainable development. In the Eco Farm of Don Carlos Vargas, we learned an awesome lesson. We could observe how a person with low literacy and no degree who has spent his whole life in the field knows more about agriculture and its effects on the environment. Don Carlos' words were more than clear when he explained the work developed in his farm and the importance of the impact to the environment. We could observe the real value of knowledge passed down through the generations. One of the things that caught my attention was the construction of the artificial lake close to the Arenal volcano, which is causing many effects to the environment. The dam causes impacts in the biological, chemical, and physical properties of rivers and riparian environments. It blocks fish migrations, which separates spawning habitats from breeding habitats. The dam traps sediments which are critical for maintaining physical processes and habitats downstream of the dam. Erosion of the soil is also caused without forgetting the change in climate that the artificial lake is causing, such as increment in the temperatures of the area that modifies the natural process of plants and animals. During the road to Brasilito, we could observe the dramatic ecological changes in the biodiversity when descending into the western coast. For example, the leaves are smaller and are a different color than it was observed in the tropical forest. One of the advantages of the color change is that there is no competition for pollination. We could also observe that agriculture in Costa Rica is affecting biodiversity. The artificial canals of the large irrigation projects are causing pollution by the dispersion of fertilizer used in agriculture as well as the salinity that impacts the productivity of the soil. We could observe the beginning of urban development in Playa Conchal. The inhabitants of the place are starting to make money from water sports such as snorkeling, parasailing, and banana boat rides. The tourism is another factor that provides some income to the population. Restaurants and hotels are the most beneficial. All these activities are also providing jobs for the population. The most important part of these activities is that the inhabitants learn to develop these activities without damaging the environment. Another important point of Costa Rica that is worthy to analyze is the interventions of other countries in the nation's development. For example, China is providing loans to Costa Rican people in order to construct their own houses. But what is the objective of these loans? Why do governments from other countries want to have this link with Costa Rica? It's beneficial to have alliances with Costa Rica because it has different natural resources that can be helpful to any country in the world. Another evidence of interventions of other countries is the cleaning of the jungle in Ojancha. It can be observed that huge parts of the land are now being used by Colombian and French owners for teak plantations. Costa Rica is a country with few sustainable developments and little damage to the environment, but is experiencing some problems managing its natural resources. How do you think more developed countries are affecting the environment? Sustainable development is a necessary activity to every country. We have to start thinking of the consequence of our actions that are affecting the environment and decreasing the sustainability of the natural resources.